The 1956 film Rock Around the Clock was such a hit at the box office while featuring plenty of live acts and legendary rock DJ Alan Freed that of course other rocksploitation movies came after it, with this specific kind of movie even lasting to 1959. It was still very much a good idea to get a group of talented musicians, star Alan Freed, and call it, what's another hit song at the time? Johnny Be Good. Alright, call the movie Go Johnny Go, and make sure you shoot it in only 5 days. Yep, this movie took only 5 days to shoot. Johnny Be Good was a major hit for Chuck Berry in 1958, with Chuck even writing the song as well, so of course the film Go Johnny Go is starring this guy. It's like I'm watching a movie from the universe where Calvin Klein created Johnny Be Good. The film stars Jimmy Clanton, who had just come off a hit song in '58 with Just a Dream. He plays up-and-coming singer Johnny Melody. His real name is Jack Can Carry a Tune. Johnny dreams of approaching Alan Freed so he can be a rock sensation and steal a spotlight from supporting character Chuck Berry. Even whoever drew the poster seems confused as to whether or not to make the lead black. I thought Chuck Berry sang this? These filmmakers really know today's youth and their brain farts. You know, it's Way Out. You're right, this is a poster designed by someone on his way out. Sure, you could see 10 great rock and roll stars, hear 17 great new rock and roll hits, but what you ladies are really here to see is young Ross Perot. I bet the movie opens by playing Rock Around the Clock. Alright, wrong movie. Play Maybelline! Ah yes, the origin of Jack Rabbit Slims. This movie's got even more rock stars than Rock Around the Clock, such as Lieutenant Dan, Andrew McCarthy, Betty Rizzo's mom, James Thunder Early, and let's not forget about these other acts like Ghostbusters 2, The Buddy Holly Story, Mr. B Natural, A Rabbit, and I already told you they invited me! I'm one of their talents! The movie is even produced by the guy who has his name above the musical talents, go figure, and written by the only thing this dude ever wrote, and from the director of the classic series, The Pepsi-Cola Playhouse. It was about a group of kids getting jacked up on sugar and jumping 50 feet from a treehouse. So yes, you could be watching South Pacific, but don't you want to see the act on the billboard written in post? Takes a long, long time to lose that misery feeling. Who, Strumble? He's gonna fuck that kid up when he's done. And these girls just want to fuck the kid.
You know what? I'm gonna marry him. I think you're too late. I hear he's already got a girlfriend.
Yeah, he's seeing the ventriloquist who has his hand up his ass. On the bright side, Chuck is pretending to care. Chuck Berry was also the inventor of hate snapping. Whoa, easy there, Johnny. Leave some imagination for the ladies. We don't need to know what you look like after a long, hard day of presenting charts and graphs. Now let's bring out the flamingos to throw some bird shit on the audience to catch.
Start jumping at the break of day.
When the joint starts jumping, it's almost the break of day.
Morris Day and the Time needs a little more edge. Throw Johnny's girlfriend into a dumpster. The girls watching are pretending to not be more turned on by the flamingos and their signature move, the ow, my knees are broken. Okay, Chuck, you stay there in the background because we need to get to our real star, Jerry Lee Lewis's Collector's Edition doll.
You're a real promoter, too.
You don't pay taxes on benefits.
Who minds paying taxes? Not me.
America, bro. But Johnny has a very checkered past.
As far as I'm concerned, it never happened.
I still don't know how you got the cops to see it your way.
I'm rich and white and it's the 1950s. What's there not to figure out? I could tell you how Johnny got in trouble, but it's been 3 minutes since a song.
Angel face, darling, with all your...
The preacher's wife's panties are wet. Back then, girls were called teen moms because they were teens and 40. I didn't ask to know Johnny's backstory, but it's gonna give it to me anyway.
That's where his story really begins.
Now the day is over.
This kid makes Drexel the Dream Hemsley look like Tupac. The girls here could care less, but Mel from the Dick Van Dyke Show is really into it, but only if Johnny doesn't play that devil's music.
So I'll rock and roll if I have to.
Let's hope it's just a fad that'll be gone and forgotten when you're a man.
It ain't no fad. These cats are always gonna be this hippity hopper.
The love you gave me was what I need, but now...
Too bad the music just died. Looks like it's back to the orphanage for Johnny.
I'm afraid we'll have to tell the people at the orphanage we can't use you in a choir.
But Mr. Martin...
I'm sorry, Johnny.
Well, so much for you having new parents. You're gonna die alone, Johnny.
Your case is different. I can talk to your parents. I can't talk to his.
Neither can I.
I didn't mean it that way, Johnny.
What I meant to say is that your parents are dead and that Rock killed them. No matter, let's listen to Harvey and the movie paddings.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times a day.
Hey kids, you know what rocks? Math. It really was the dirty language that made rock so controversial.
Got so my golly gee, why will I guess I wish you wouldn't treat.
Those were the original 7 words you couldn't say on television. I think cocksucker was still among them. Tonight, the role of Joanne Campbell will be played by Debbie Reynolds. The robots in the crowd are really gonna clap like real humans.
Please let me go.
A soundtrack made for not only dancing, but for tucking in your penis before you murder someone. As an usher, Johnny is really into this music, so he's fired, I think.
Now, this has been a short but a happy engagement.
Does that mean I'm fired?
This is your farewell performance.
Give me a straight fucking answer! At least he can still stay and watch Eddie Cochran in the golf sweaters.
I want a house with a pool, shorter hours.
Oh, what a dreamer. He also wants a cone of vanilla ice cream with no sprinkles and a lot of napkins. Remember in Rock Around the Clock when they started to fuck their instruments? Well, Eddie took his guitar out for a walk and let it urinate. Johnny is on his way to being a star. He's already treating people like shit.
Johnny with no last name.
Johnny with no last name? Well, I stopped calling myself that years ago.
Well, I haven't seen you in years.
Johnny has no last name because he's very forgettable.
Little Julie from the orphanage?
That's right.
But she was short, fat, and homely.
Oh, wait, I remember his last name. His name is Johnny B. an Asshole. Alan, I need you to make me famous. Look at how I treat the ladies.
Hey, don't you want my phone number, Johnny? I'd love to have you call me.
Sure, I'd like to.
It's Trafalgar 7.
Forget it.
If this movie were just Chuck Berry shitting into a hooker's mouth, it would still have a more likable lead character than Johnny Melody. We need another person to make famous. Just listen to these stars that we created.
Does everybody in this county want to be a new Elvis Presley or a Pat Boone?
Or Dinah Shore or Gale Storm.
The kids love that Pat Boone. God's Not Dead 2 made all of his fans shake their hips so hard that it broke them and then reset them again. Let's give Mom a shot. Her publicity photo actually comes to life. Plus, Michael Rappaport plays a mean saxophone. Alright, cut. Start setting up for take 237. Fortunately, we have a new lead singer. Johnny, bitch, get out the way.
Okay, wrap it up, boy.
Sounds to me like you got a hit. So long, Julie.
Am I too late?
They really are the best of friends, at least when he acknowledges her existence.
Who can afford an extra voice?
You can. Where's the music?
You really help me out, Julie?
Oh, I'd love to.
Thanks.
Why are you helping him? He hates you. You're perfect, Johnny. You just need to be backed up by Julia and the Lady Voice Brothers.
Wipe the tears.
that's nice, but every time I see Johnny's hair, I want to surf on it. Clearly, this tall cup of unbuttered mashed potatoes is the Johnny that Chuck Berry was singing about. Speaking of Chuck.
Hey, not bad at all.
Now, what do you mean, not bad?
Hiya, Chuck.
Hey, Chuck.
That's a swinging record.
Chuck, where have you been in this movie named after one of your songs? The important thing is they treat Chuck with respect.
You guys going to my TV show after chow?
Yeah, one consideration that we don't have to listen.
Now carry my hat and start singing about Memphis.
Long distance information, give me Memphis, Tennessee.
I wish you were black, honey. Even when Chuck Berry is performing in a movie named after a Chuck Berry song, the movie still doesn't want you to forget that Jimmy Clanton is in it. She was a pretty good singer earlier, but I think Johnny has made her worse. If I want to see a movie with a Sandy Stewart song on the soundtrack, I'll watch the Cold War film White Nights, thank you very much. I mean, they're practically the same movie. I can tell these two hate each other even before the eye roll.
Say it's me you adore once again.
Sorry, this chemistry isn't charting. Somehow the editing makes an already awkward kiss even more awkward.
We killed him.
They loved us.
Wow.
And now she's pregnant. Johnny fits in with her parents like a Twistix on a bag of Wonder Bread.
Would you like me to call Alan Freed about you?
Thanks, but no thanks.
I want to make it on my own, too.
Stubborn generation, aren't we? I don't like handouts.
Well, who does?
Sorry, I can't hear you over the sound of your rich as fuck girlfriend. But hey, he can fit in at Crazy Coffee Cup wait, KKK? What the fuck, 50s? Chuck, get the fuck out of there! Coming up next at the Cup, we're gonna purge Jimmy Walker.
Jimmy Walker, use your head.
Goddamn, police brutality has a funky beat. Thank God Julia has the cool parents.
It's different, but I guess it's still music.
She said the same thing about Bjork. This is an era where even the parents dance just as lame as the kids. And now Jackie Wilson. Hey, it's me, Cuphead! Stop singing and put out my head! It's on fire! Hey, Johnny, Alan Freed is here. Quick, you can be a dick in front of him again.
Come on, let's go over and talk to him about your record.
And get the brush off again?
Oh, come on.
Wait a minute, the man's supposed to leave.
Johnny is doing his part in making rock great again. Ah, shit, Alan's gone. Where'd he go?
He's got to be 6 feet tall, with blonde, wavy hair, apple cheek.
You know,
complexion.
we dig him.
Oh, he went to find a male prostitute? But let's take another break. Sure, you're the talent, but we also need you to clean. This is Alan Freed on the Eddie Valiant Network. Alan has the best show on the air, but the only spot he comes in clear is in front of this backdrop.
I'm sure they'll allow me an extra 5 minutes to say goodnight.
It doesn't leave me much time to find out what you want for Christmas.
I'll spoil it for you. His present is his dick. Alan has a copy of Johnny's record, and he wants to play it as a means to both find Johnny and see how the kids like it.
Don't you know?
Holy shit, it turned them into dancing zombies. The fans all love this new record.
Oh, gosh, he's dreamy. Oh, wow, he's the living end.
Those girls loved it so much they took time out from singing Look at Me, I'm Sandra Dee. Johnny has no clue that they're even playing his song. He spent all of his money on a coat made of TV static. He'd rather have another awkward kiss than be famous.
I told you he was a gentleman.
Must you always whisper at the top of your voice?
Why are there horny angels watching them? Johnny leaves her to her nighttime routine, brushing her teeth, putting on her nightgown, and singing.
No matter when or where he's bound.
Go to bed! Leave it to a movie like this to make a musical number confusing.
And now, here's a message from one of the sponsors.
Wait, was she lip syncing to something playing on the radio? Does her own musical number have a commercial break? She finds out Alan is looking for Johnny, so she tries to reach him at the top of the morning towers.
I heard him pacing up and down in his room, and then he come out in the hall. Mrs. McGillicuddy, says he, can you tell me where is the nearest all-night hock shop? So I told him.
I bet that lady's Mexican. Johnny is in a rut. He's gonna sell his trumpet and his contract as Sailor Jack on the Cracker Jacks box. I could use a jumpin' tune.
I got lumps in my throat.
You're too cool for this movie, Chuck! Unfortunately, this is what the audience looks like when you don't let any black people in. And that was Chuck Berry with Little Queenie, aka Run Run Rudolph Part 1. The movie's also notable for being the only film appearance of Ritchie Valens, who died shortly after the movie was finished. But no time for that tragic story. Alan knows where Johnny is!
Chuck, we struck pay dirt.
Saved by the girl.
Young lady, you take my advice and latch on to that boyfriend. Like they say in the song, he's gonna be rich as Rockefeller.
But sir, he's a real dick! Here's where we find out what got Johnny in trouble. He wanted to buy a heart for Julia, so he tried to steal it, but was immediately saved by Hollywood.
I didn't know there was an alarm. They never know that gun's loaded either, you
fucking idiot. Alan Freed actually takes the blame for Johnny by pretending to be a drunk guy who's just brick happy. Won't the cops figure out who he is?
What are they gonna do to him?
He'll be all right, Johnny.
Look those 50s! And that's the story of Dion's less cool little brother. But the real moral of the story is...
He's gonna be quite a husband.
Truly the most important part of this story. He's gonna demand only the best martinis from her, or else... The movie is so much about Jimmy Clanton and not Chuck Berry that, more appropriately, the movie was sometimes called The Swinging Story of Johnny Melody. That title was also changed when they cut out the orgy. Plus, the Anthony Michael Hall version was even more confusing. And here we have yet another studio movie about an up-and-coming rocker trying to get a big break in the industry, and the Arch Hall Jr. B movie Wild Guitar did it 1,000,000 times better and with much more style and story. While Jimmy Clanton would star in one other movie, Teenage Millionaire. Sounds relatable. This was the final movie appearance of Alan Freed, whose career was destroyed later that year during a payola scandal in which record companies had paid Freed to play certain records on the air, plus he'd receive writing credits on certain songs so he could promote them. Really? That destroyed the man's career? The real shocker would be if all of that didn't happen. What the fuck, 50s? That scandal is so lame that not even Twitter would outrage about it. Go Johnny Go, like all of these movies, is another time capsule film that makes me wonder if sex even existed back then. No matter, these movies have systematically made my blood 50% scotch, and my farts are now mostly comprised of cigarette smoke. And I still have one of these movies left.
Hey, Johnny! Johnny, it's me, Mr. Martin! Mr. Martin? Ah!
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/StonedGremlinProductions. Follow us on Twitter at the Cinema Snob, or check out our homepage at thecinemasnob.com.